Okay, I'm going to go into the next thing. What we're talking about is how to grow your own food. Now, what if you rent and you don't have a piece of property? Well, this is a stackable garden right here. This is an amazing garden because I can grow all my lettuces, my little cherry tomatoes within reason. I can grow like everything that's in a salad in this. This has wheels on the bottom. This is a special one that I like. A lot of these are really cheap. They don't really work that well, and it all comes down to watering. The great thing about this one is this system is a stackable garden, but the ones that we sell here, you only water through the top and it fills all these. You don't take the little thing and go like, this is a special one. So when you water from the top, it has a special design system to where when we put the water on, okay, this, as you fill this whole thing up, it's actually going to go into every one of them. So somebody could actually grow their own garden on their patio deck, on the front of your yard or the back of your yard. And this is a great system. And when it gets too full, it comes out this tube at the bottom. And once again, you want to use the same quality soil. Remember, you want soil with nutrients, all of that. So you could grow all your herbs out of here, your lettuces and stuff like that. So I really like this type of system personally. Remember, everybody's in all different types of situations. The main thing is you want to grow your own food. Okay? And one last thing I want to talk about before I get into aquaponics is we sell fruit trees. And why would somebody have a yard? Like who, if you don't mind me asking, who is buying or owns your home here? Okay, who's renting an apartment or a house? Okay. Well, when you're renting, you can still grow in pots. We even have what's called dwarf trees. You know, the cool thing about dwarf trees is the fruit's the same size, it's just the tree doesn't get as tall. So even if you're in renting, you can grow like this. You can still have trees in pots. And then when you buy a place or you get established, you can obviously put them in put this in the ground. But I want to talk about grafted trees. This is a Hass avocado. Look at this beautiful Hass fruit right here. Turn it so we can see some of the fruit right here. I mean, you can see this is a beautiful, right here, this is a pineapple orange. Isn't that a beautiful tree? And then this is Hass avocado. You can see this tree is not really that big, but look at all the avocados all over it. Has anybody in school, I'm talking now about grafted fruit trees, grafted trees. Has anybody in school ever in class, they get you to put an avocado seed over a glass of water with 3 toothpicks in it? Have you ever seen that? And then it germinates, and it's the coolest thing. Here's the problem. If you took this avocado tree, if you put that seed in the ground and it came up, it would take 10 to 13 years before you have avocados. That's a long time. But what is grafted? Well, grafted is where, I'll just pull this tree up because it's kind of easy to see. If you look down here at the bottom, there's this notch right here. And if you look on this one, you can see it's grafted here. You look on this one. So basically right here, you're going to have this notch. So let's say this was an avocado tree and you planted that seed in the ground. Well, let's say that tree got this big. Then I'm going to make this sound real simple. It's not this simple. They cut that avocado tree right here, the one seed you put in the ground. Then they go to an avocado tree that has avocados on it, and it's a mature tree. Then what they do, we can pull this back out. Then what they do is they cut a branch the same size off the mature tree onto this one, and they graft it in. Now, remember, it's avocado, citrus. It's not taking different species. So it's not genetically modified. It's the same. But when they graft in the mature avocado tree, it's going to produce fruit in about 3 years. You see how you sped it up? You basically have 2 trees that become one. And now that tree is proven to last. It's proven to make it through harsh times. It's proven it already fruits. And most of the time, you don't need a male and a female. So now I have this avocado tree that could be, this one could be 4, 5, 6 years old, but now I actually have a tree that's going to get big and it also producing fruit. We only sell grafted fruit trees. That's why you always hear a war story. Man, I've had this avocado tree. I've had this tree in my yard for 8 years. I never got any fruit off of it. Well, a lot of times it's because it's just from a seed. So we have citrus, mango, we have citrus, everything. Lemons, limes, oranges, pomelos, tangerines, all that stuff. Then we also, of course, you can see this is pineapple orange. I don't know if you guys have ever had a pineapple orange. It's great. And then also we have mangoes. You know, there's over 500 different varieties of mangoes. We probably have 30 or 40 different types of mango trees here. Then avocados. This is a Haas. One of the reasons we really like this one, it's a guacamole. People like guacamole. It's creamy. But the great thing about Haas is it can get down to 27 degrees. So if you live in an area where it gets cold, usually this tree is going to be okay. Along with bacon and many different, not bacon, like avocado tree called bacon. There's several other lula. There's several varieties of trees that do well in cold weather. So anyways, that's what a grafted fruit tree is. That's why would you own a property? I'm just asking. Now, remember, because I'm from a new school now of thinking. I don't understand how someone can own a property, bust their tail, work all the time, do everything you do to make it, and not have a food source in your yard growing. I talked about how difficult it is to grow in the ground with vegetables. Fruit trees are easy. That's the easy side of things. You could put a natural, slow release fertilizer down. We mulch the base of the tree. Fruit trees are easy to grow. They're way easier to grow. So why not be able every month of the year to go out to your yard and at any time at least be able to eat something? Because things fruit even in the same species at different times. There's some avocados that fruit in the first, in winter. There's others that fruit in fall, others in spring, others in summer, depending on the variety. So you could actually go out to your yard at any time and be able to eat something. Anyways, that's why I would recommend starting a food forest. Any questions on grafted fruit trees? Okay, I'm going to get cranberry hibiscus also. The first tree I ever grew on our property was Moringa. Who's familiar with Moringa? Oh, wow. Okay, good. Okay, then if you look behind you, it's all growing in the aquaponics right there. Usually I don't grow trees in my aquaponics system because it's not really what it's designed to do. From my travels around the world, I knew the first tree I wanted to plant was Moringa. Now, once again, I told you don't have to believe everything I say. Didn't I say that? Why did I say that? Because what I'm about to tell you is going to be hard to believe, okay? But it's true. Moringa is nicknamed the miracle tree. And here's why. In the leaves, there's 9 times more iron than spinach, 7 times more vitamin C than an orange, and 2 times more potassium than a banana in a leaf. We actually eat these things. I know people are weird now. They won't even touch dirt or anything. You can actually eat stuff. We don't use chemicals or pesticides. This is also called the horseradish tree, so it's very strong, very bold. You can eat this and drink water and sustain life. That's how amazing this tree is. It also creates a seed pod, not fruit. There's no fruit. The fruit's the leaves. It creates a seed pod that if you take those seeds and put it in water, it removes toxins from water. I'm not saying this is the tree in the Bible. There's actually a tree in the Bible that says that there's healing in the leaves because there's a lot of herbs and trees and stuff that have healing properties or great properties for you. But this tree purifies water and you could sustain life. This is the most nutrient-dense tree that exists on planet Earth. Now, I have my friend here, Gary, right from Georgia. The only problem is what's the downside to this tree? It's very cold sensitive. So right here in Grow Zone 9B in Florida, we've been growing it for 9 years and it works. But if we had a bad freeze, it would die down to the base and it would come back up. But it doesn't like cold weather. So that's the downside. Not that you couldn't grow it indoors or in. And we hedge these at 7 feet. This tree will get 30 feet tall in 3 years. It's like a jack and a beanstalk. But we hedge them at 7 feet because if we didn't, you'd have to be a giraffe. And you'd have to have a ladder. Hey guys, how you doing? Come on in. So this is called Moringa. I love it. We feed it to our fish, our animals, everything. It's amazing. You guys heard of Moringa? Okay, good. Yeah, it's an amazing tree. So, and then also this is cranberry hibiscus, very high in antioxidants and vitamin C. Why, if you're going to have a hedge, should you not be able to eat it? Justin, I need your help. Pull that leaf off. Now, this is going to taste like cranberries or very tart. Just give it a shot. You like it? It's amazing, isn't it? Now, has anybody heard of cranberry hibiscus tea? That comes from the flower from this. Cranberry hibiscus tea. There's a flower. The flower that opens in the morning on this is almost black. It's dark, dark purple. It opens in the morning and closes. That's where you get hibiscus tea from. Isn't this amazing? So you look at my whole yard, I grow this. So I grow my own salads. I grow everything. And then obviously he just picked this off. So my aquaponics system, I'll just take this right here, stick it in my water, and it's going to grow roots. And I'll be able to replant it. So anyways, last thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of times when I was brand new, and then I'll get into aquaponics, I had no idea there was something called a grow zone chart. What in the world does that mean? I mean, remember, I'm a guy, this whole farm, I've never grown anything before in my life. This was a cow field. So, I mean, how do you know? I mean, people get excited to grow, and they're like, oh, I like cucumbers, I like spinach, I like tomatoes. Let me just throw them all in the ground. Well, different seasons have different temperatures, lots of different things. And so you have to grow in the right time. If somebody doesn't know what a grow zone chart is, you just go to your search engine and type in grow zone chart and put your zip code. Then it'll come up like we're in grow zone 9B. If you're in this 50, 100 mile circle, you're in grow zone 9B. Well, in 9B, it's now going to pull a grow zone chart up. And guess what? That grow zone chart is going to tell me what to plant in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, every month. Then I just go down that grow zone chart and only pick out what I like. If I hate cucumbers, I'm not going to plant cucumbers. So you plant what you want. And then that way, 12 months out of the year, you're able to grow your own food. And that's called a grow zone chart. So basically, we've talked about a lot of things already. We've talked about no-till lasagna gardening. We've talked about soil health, which I will tell you the most important thing when growing is your soil health. And then we talked about watering and over and under watering. And we've talked about grafted fruit trees that should be grafted. And now we're going to get into aquaponics. And we talked about stackable garden. I mean, I'm doing like multiple classes right now. And we can break this down. And then now I'm going to talk about aquaponics. Does anybody have any questions on anything I've said? Yeah, they'll tell you at the end. I don't know the exact price on this, but you can get these for like 30, 40 bucks on Amazon. I don't buy those because you have to individually water eat. They're a pain. This is a very special one that I've been able to find. I like just watering it from the top and it does everything, but they'll be able to show you at the end how much it is. This is a great one. It took me a long time to find one that I thought was good. And this is the one.